Today we shall start the next structure, that is the structure of past continuous. I hope all the previous structures which I taught you, you have understood very well and you have practiced also. Is there any confusion in the taught structures from your side? Do you want to ask any question? Don't off your video. Rachna, Deepsika, Vaishnavi, on your video, why have you off? No question. Okay, good. Okay, let's start past continuous. Write down the structure of past continuous. Write down the structure of past continuous. The structure is subject plus was or were plus V4 plus object. Was or were plus V4 plus object. Subject plus was or were plus V4 plus object. Have you written? Have all of you written the structure? Yes. Better you start your video and tell me yes when the facility is available here. Why are you doing like that? You will write, then I will see, then I will understand. Write down the example. He was reading a novel. He was reading a novel. Negative, he was not reading a novel. Interrogative, was he reading a novel? He was reading a novel. He was not reading a novel. And interrogative, was he reading a novel? Have you written? Have all of you written? No any voices coming from your side? Ansita, yes, sir. Aditya, yes. Okay. I think I was teaching you passive also with the structures. Am I right? Yes. So now we will write the passive structure of past continuous. Whatever you have written, that is the active structure. Now the passive structure of past continuous. Structure object plus was or were, object plus was or were, plus being, 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 plus v3 plus subject. Object plus was or were plus being plus v3 plus subject. Have you written? I am waiting for your reply. Have you written? Okay. Now we shall change the sentence into passive, which we have written in active. What was the sentence in active? He was reading a novel. The same will be changed into passive. A novel was being read by him. A novel was being read by him. A novel was not being read by him. A novel was not being read by him. An interrogative, was a novel being read by him? Was a novel being read by him? Question mark. Have all of you written? Okay. So let us understand the structure. When do we use the structure of past tense? Past tense means past continuous we are learning today. So past continuous structure is used for such actions which kept on going, uh, which was going on continuously at the time of speaking in that time in past. यानी कि पास्ट में वो एक्शन हो रहा था, कंटिन्यूअसली हो रहा था. So for such actions we use past continuous. For example, he was reading a novel. वह एक नोवेल पढ़ रहा था. So action was going on continuously in past. Action was going on continuously in when? In past. Action, दो बातें यहाँ पे. एक तो action was going on continuously. First condition is action was going on continuously, लगातार हो रहा था. And at what time? So in past. And when we turn it into passive, तो नॉवेल वाज बीइंग read by him, नॉवेल उसके द्वारा पढ़ा जा रहा था. और नॉवेल वाज नॉट बीइंग read by him, नॉवेल उसके द्वारा नहीं पढ़ा जा रहा था. वाज अ नॉवेल बीइंग read by him, क्या नॉवेल उसके द्वारा पढ़ा जा रहा था. Is there any confusion in this structure from your side? Okay, so next structure for you, that is the structure of past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous. Write down the structure. Subject plus, okay, sorry, I think past perfect we have not completed, it is still remaining. Am I right? Okay, so let's start past perfect. Before teaching you past perfect, I would like to tell you there is a special condition when past perfect is used. Past perfect is not used for a single action. Keep it in your mind. Past perfect is not used for a single action. It is used for such actions when the actions are two and one actions happened just before or after the second one. For example, अगर मैं हिंदी में बोलूं कि वह पटना गया, तो we can say he went to Patna. If in place of that, if I say he had gone to Patna, so this is not the correct way. This is wrong because this is a single action. But where there are two actions, we can use simple past. For example, मेरे आने से पहले वो जा चुका था. मेरे आने से पहले वो जा चुका था. How many actions are here? The first action is, हाँ ध्यान से देखिए, मेरे आने से पहले वो जा चुका था. ठीक है. तो this type of sentence when we translate, so we like that. He had gone before I reached. मेरे पहुंचने से पहले वो जा चुका था. He had gone before I reached. इस तरह के और भी कुछ सेंटेंसेज हैं जो आपने सुने होंगे. डॉक्टर के पहुंचने से पहले रोगी मर चुका था. द पेशेंट हैड डाइड बिफोर द डॉक्टर केम. मेरे पहुंचने के पहले गाड़ी निकल चुकी थी. द ट्रेन हैड गॉन बिफोर आई रीच्ड. So you must be noticing here कि in all these sentences there are two parts or two actions. एक एक्शन जो है वो सिंपल पास्ट ले रहा है और दूसरा एक्शन जो है वो पास्ट परफेक्ट ले रहा है. आपने इसको गौर किया? One action is having simple past and another action is having past perfect. The patient had died before the doctor came. So the patient had died. This is the structure of past perfect. and before the doctor came. This is the structure of simple past. इस बात को नोटिस कर रहे हैं आप? I am waiting for your reply. Is everyone listening to me? Aditya, Deepsika, is my voice audible? Why do you not speak? Why are you writing only in chat box? Better you speak. I can listen to you. At least you can reply to me or not. So in these two actions, you can see one action is taking past perfect and another action is taking simple past. Now the question is here where we will use simple past structure and where we will use past perfect structure. Can anyone reply to me after observing these sentences? So many examples I gave you, 3 or 4 examples. Did you understand where we can use simple past structure and where we can use past perfect structure? Anyone, if any one of you can reply to me if you have understood. Can anyone answer? Simple past, recent past, this is not the matter here. I think you did not understand my question. My question is here, in such type of sentences which I gave to you in the form of example, you must have noticed that they have two actions. They have two actions in a single sentence. One action is taking the structure of simple past and another structure is taking the structure of past perfect. And I want to know from your side which action will take the structure of simple past and which action will take the structure of past perfect. Can anyone answer this question? Tell me yes or no. Don't sit silently. Tell me either yes or no. Let me know what you think. Aditya, no, sir. I think you did not notice the sentences carefully. In all these sentences, of course, there are two actions, but there is the first action which is taking at first. One action is taking at first, and another is happening after the first action. So that action which takes at first, it takes past perfect. For example, he had died, the patient had died before the doctor came. In this sentence, there are two actions. The first action is the dying of the patient, and the second action is the coming of the doctor. Now, you tell me which action took first, the dying of the patient or the coming of the doctor? Dying of the patients. But you, all of you, have decided that you will not speak, only write in chat box. Wow. The dying of the patient took first, and then the action of coming of the doctor came. So we can conclude that the action which takes place at first, it takes past perfect, and the next action takes simple past. The train had gone before I reached. Again, there are two actions. One action, the going of the train, and another action, my arrival, my reaching. So my arrival took at last. The first action was the going of the train. So the first action will take past perfect and the last action will take simple past. Is it clear to everyone? Is this concept clear to everyone now? आप समझ में आई बात सबको? आयुषी यस sir. Good. Deep Sikha, Rachna, Aditya, did you understand? Yes sir. तो जो एक्शन पहले होगा वो पास्ट परफेक्ट लेगा, जो बाद में होगा वो सिंपल पास्ट. ठीक है. And this type of structure is mainly used when there are two actions. For single action, this structure is not used. Now write down the structure of past perfect. Subject plus had plus V3 plus object. Write down. Subject plus had plus V3 plus object. Written. Subject plus had plus V3 plus object. Example. He had already completed the work. He had already completed the work. Negative. He had already not completed the work. Interrogative. Had he already completed the work? Had he already completed the work? He had already completed the work means उसने अपना काम पहले ही पूरा कर लिया था. He had already not completed his work. उसने अपना काम पहले पूरा नहीं किया था. Had he already completed the work? क्या उसने अपना काम पहले ही पूरा कर लिया था या कर चुका था? Passive structure. The passive structure is object plus had plus been, B double E N, been. Object plus had plus been plus V3 plus subject. Once again, object plus had plus been plus V3 plus subject. The same sentence will be turned into passive now. What is the sentence? What is the sentence? The sentence is he had already completed the work. Now passive, the work had been already completed by him. This is the passive. The work had been already completed by him. Negative, the work had not already been completed by him. Interrogative, had the work already been completed by him? Did you listen? The work had already been completed by him. The work had already not been completed by him. Had the work already been completed by him? Question mark. काम उसके द्वारा पहले ही पूरा किया जा चुका था. काम उसके द्वारा पहले पूरा नहीं किया जा चुका था. क्या काम उसके द्वारा पहले ही पूरा किया जा चुका था? I hope everyone has written. Has everyone written? Had the work already been completed by him? Had the work already been completed by him? This is interrogative in passive. Chaliye, very good. If you have, all of you have understood. Okay, now I will ask you some questions from simple present to past perfect, from simple present to past perfect, and you will reply to me. Today you have already understood and learnt past continuous and past perfect. Now you will answer the questions in chat box. The first question goes to you and change into passive. You will only change the sentences into passive. Does he not write a letter every day? Change into passive now. Does he not write a letter every day? Write the answer in chat box. Does he not write a letter every day? This is interrogative sentence. So passive should also be interrogative. And this is intro negative actually. Does the letter not be written by him every day? Is it right? What is the structure of passive? Of simple present? Object plus EJMR plus V3. Why have you used does? Is the letter not written by him every day? IUC. Yes, this is the correct answer. Is the letter not written by him every day? Good. Is a letter not written by him every day? Sakshi. Yes, this one is also correct. Next question. Do you cook very tasty food? Do you cook very tasty food? Do you cook very tasty food? You are taking too much time. Is very tasty food cooked by you? Is tasty food cooked by you? Very tasty. In place of tasty, you should add very also. Is very tasty food cooked by you? Very good. Some of the students